Reading comprehension is important not just for understanding text, but for broader learning, success in education, and employment. It is even important for our social lives because email, text, and social networking sites. Reading comprehension is a complex task which requires the orchestration of many different cognitive skills and abilities. Vocabulary comprehension is a two-way street. It is clear that effective reading comprehension depends on good knowledge of the meaning of words. For a long time, it has been known that vocabulary knowledge is strongly related to reading comprehension. A reader may be able to read all the words, but not be able to understand the text because he doesn't understand the words. However, it is not usually necessary to know all the words in a text or to stop to look up the words, because for some extent you can work them out. So you can reread them, look for clues to help you understand the word meaning, check the picture, visualize the sentence, make a picture in your brain, use parts of the word you already know, make a connection, connect the words to ones you already know, and use text features to help figure out what the word means. You can use background knowledge. Good readers use what they already know to help them make connections to what they're reading. You can use text to self, connecting the story to your life and your experiences. Text to text, connecting the story to another book you've read. And text to world, connecting the story to the real world. Grammar rules. Rule number 1. A complete sentence must include a noun and a verb, such as the dog ran. Rule number 2, complete sentences must include a subject and a predicate. The happy dog ran quickly across the yard. Rule number 3, the only exception to the above rules is the imperative sentence, go away. Rule number 4, adjectives can go directly before the noun they describe or after it if separated by a verb. The happy dog ran. The dog is happy. Once children start learning to read, most new vocabulary is learned through reading, not from being taught. So vocabulary supports reading comprehension, and reading with good comprehension supports vocabulary development. Understanding sentences have particular syntax structure, such as passive and relative clauses, is clearly important for good reading comprehension, although a sentence with structures may be easier to understand when embedded in supportive contexts. So you could use cohesive devices, such as sequencing, first, firstly, first of all, second, secondly, third, next, meanwhile, now, subsequent. And then adding and as well, moreover, furthermore, in addition to, on top of that, another point is illustrating, for example, for instance, such as in case of as shown as, illustrated by, take, comparing, similar, likewise, as with, like, equally, in some way, qualifying, but however, though, unless, except, apart from, as long as, if, and contrasting, whereas, unlikely, on the other hand, conversely, nevertheless, however. Text genres are convenient types of text that are used for specific purposes of communication. For example, fairy tales, news articles, timetables, blogs, and emails are different genres. Each genre has one or more conventional structure, which can influence comprehension. Readers who are familiar with particular structures of genre and text have several advantages. They know what to expect from different parts of the text, where to search for particular information, and how different parts of text are linked together. For example, fairy tales always begin with once upon a time and end with they lived happily ever after. So your text structures are description, a topic described by listing various characteristics, features, and also examples. Signal words may be to illustrate, The characteristics are, for instance, for example, also, and such as. Sequence are items presented in order, typically chronological. Signal words may be first, second, third, next, before, after, and finally. Compare and contrast. Two or more items that are presented, how they are similar and how they are different. Signal words may include different from, same as, on the other hand, and in contrast to. Cause and effect. One or more causes and effects are detailed. Signal words may include because, since, as a result, accordingly, may be due to, and reasons why. Problem and solution. A problem is stated and various solutions are then presented. Signal words may include the problem is, a solution, the question is, one answer is. Comprehension and monitoring occurs when the reader or listener reflects on his or her understanding. Good readers think about their reading, self-monitoring, helpful questions to help self-monitoring. What is happening in the story? What's happening to the character? Is the character changing? What do I think will happen next? What is the problem? If so, how? What does the word probably mean in this sentence, in this paragraph? Readers self-monitor to keep meaning as they read. It also helps us to make deeper connection to text. We use reading for different purposes. Sometimes readers choose to read just to be engaged and entertained. In school, we use reading to understand and learn. It is a common misunderstanding that all good readers understand and remember everything they read. Even the best readers will use some of these strategies I have listed in this presentation to understand reading and to understand what they're reading. References.